Hey there and welcome to another Halo action figure review. I got a message that Jeffrey the Jackal Sniper wanted me to review him next, so here he is. We're going to take a look at the next figure in this series of solo figures, the Jackal Sniper, and he comes with the Stalker Rifle. So here he is, his gun, the artwork and everything. We'll flip this around. You can see there's nothing on the back except for this really cool little portrait of Master Chief running like crazy. I will take this moment to do a quick comment, and what a missed opportunity. I mean, it's really cool to see this picture and the Halo logo up here, but what a missed opportunity to put all the cross-sale, all the solo figures, maybe even the Warthog vehicle or the 2-packs. So the 6-inch figures have the cross-sale on the back, but these 4-inch, 3.75-inch figures don't have that. But, you know, they're a smart company. They did it on the 6-inch figures or the 6.5-inch figures. So I am sure they knew what they were doing when they chose not to do that, or maybe there was a reason. Anyway, let's crack this package open. Let's take a look at the Jackal Sniper. We're back and he's out of the package. His accessories are around him, and I want you to just take a moment to enjoy what you're looking at here. Jackal Sniper is in fact standing on his own. I don't have any little putty or anything holding him up. He is actually standing on his own. You can, if you can balance him well enough, you can. That may be the only time you see him standing on this video. But there you go. If you're careful and you position him just right, he will stand. He's got some really interesting articulation. We're going to take a look at it. I've never seen anything quite like this. I've only ever bought like the standard figures like we've got there. But you can get him with the right balancing to stand on his own. So just wanted to point that out real quick. We're going to take a look at his accessories right now real fast. He comes with the Stalker Rifle. It's gray with some red highlights around it. You flip it around on this side. There is a peg that will peg into his back. Actually, I haven't looked at his back. I'm assuming there's a peg hole on his back, but it should do that. If it won't peg on him, it'll peg on one of those other figures back there. Now, what's going to be interesting is the Jackal Sniper has like 3 fingers, like that, like that. And so it'll be interesting to see how his hand hooks into this gun. When Jazzwares put out the Sentinel figure, they gave him a regular gun, but he had like 3 fingers as well, and his hand didn't fit around. So we'll be interested to see what Wicked Cool does with this and how their design works with that. He comes with a figure stand that looks like it's kind of a rocky grass terrain here. I have seen some questions asking if more than 2 or 3 will hook together, kind of like in a circular shape. I've got a couple back there. I did try it, and I figured I won't, force you to watch it on video. But if you want to do like a circular shape, one here, one there, and one there, they won't connect that tightly because of the way the receiving and giving, I don't know, the way these ends work, you just can't hook them together because you kind of have to twist them on. Maybe I will make you watch it for a second. The way that these twist on like that, you can't do that over here because when you twist it on, it'll be on one end and not the other. So unless you're wanting to do some trimming or shaving, these are just not going to be in a tight circle. You could go like 3 and then make a wide circle, leaving the middle open. That'll work just fine. And like all the figures, he comes with a game add-on code card for Halo Infinite when this game comes out sometime in 2021, next year for me. Alright, let's take a look at the figure now. As I said earlier, this is one of the most interesting articulated figures that I have seen ever, probably. Now, some of you who buy other toy lines or have been familiar, you probably have seen something that I haven't seen, but I haven't seen one articulated like this. And I've got to say, just from a quick little point of view, or just from a quick little look at it, it actually looks really pretty easy to work with. The whole point of him standing is a little bit difficult, but you can get that to work. It's just all about balance. You just got to get him centered the right way. If you're going to do anything with this guy, you're probably going to want to use the figure stand most of the time to get him to stand up. But if you're playing with him, he's not going to be standing up very easily. So what kind of articulation does this dude have? I mean, golly. Let's just start, I guess, with his arms. His arms will rotate all the way around. They only go up about that far. His armor, shoulder armor, is a little bit flexible like that, if you see that. So they can go up a little bit. Don't go too far, you might rip those off. His elbows rotate and have a hinge. His wrists rotate and then have a horizontal hinge, at least on that left side. Looks like the right side has it also. He's got a little bit longer arms than the standard figure for his body, but that's just how he is. He's got a torso wiggle. He can wiggle around. He can go a little bit forward and back, like that. His waist will not rotate. I can almost get it to rotate, but not quite. I don't know if they're intending it to rotate. So you can get it to probably move around a little bit. Actually, I've loosened it up. It's actually rotating quite a bit more than what it was. At his legs, he's got this motion here. The thigh swivel is actually built in. There's like a ball joint here that's receiving from the waist area and is in the leg. And that's what creates the swivel thigh right there, as well as being able to move around. So he's got a couple points of interesting movement there. He's gonna have a couple pin joints for the legs, not a double pin, but you got a pin joint there, and I guess you would call this. Bear with me, I don't know animal structure very well, so I'll let someone correct me in the comments and educate me. But like in the knee area, he's got a nice pin right there that works. That's interesting. Maybe it's my light. That almost looks like there's a bit of a stress mark there. And then here on what I guess is his heels, where the claws are, people who have dogs know about dogs. You'll be able to probably give me maybe even a horse. I don't know. Tell me what this is. But you got another pin joint right there. And then down at his ankle, I guess, it rotates, and there is a hinge joint. And there's the peg holes in the bottom of his feet. So he's got a lot of articulation options in the leg area. We looked at the arm. Now let's take a look at the head. I didn't mean to skip it. I was going to wait till the end because he's got something different going on here. Let's do this here. So he's got like an extended... If you saw the other video about this guy back here, he's kind of like got a, I don't know, a double ball extender joint here that has a hinge right there, and there's a hinge back here. It's not moving for me real well. I guess it goes a little bit, but it doesn't really move. So they both rotate as well, so it's kind of interesting. Now, what's kind of neat is his mouth opens. If you look right there, you can shove your fingernail in there, and his mouth will open. And go, I don't know what these guys make. I told you, I haven't played the video games, so I don't really know a whole lot about this. So you'll have to tell me all about this. But he could make, rah, rah. Maybe it's too low. Maybe it's like rah. Looks like a bird beak almost. And you got like this little bit of a tongue sticking out in there. So yeah, this it's a cool figure. I mean, it's interesting. If you're getting some of these things to match up with your G.I. Joes, maybe this is Dr. Minder's Mega Monsters if you want to attempt to pull that in. Otherwise, you may skip this one. Playability, it's really interesting. The only downside is the balancing to get this guy to stand. That's the only negative thing so far. I don't know anything about this character or about this figure design to be able to actually accurately say any real negatives. I'm not used to it. So I don't know if I'm going to get him to stand properly again. There's, like I said, a lot of moving parts to him to get him to stand. And, I have a slick surface, so that's not going to help. But I was going to see if I couldn't get him to stand at least one more time. You kind of got to get him like to sit back on his haunches, so to speak. Make sure his legs are sticking straight out, kind of like that, but then lean his back, put his back into it, backwards a little bit, and then get his neck down. It's like a ballet here, trying to get this dude to balance. It's a fine ballet. of Halo proportions. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to waste time here. If you want to get this guy, you can play around getting him balanced. I think I was pretty lucky to get him to bounce the first time before I almost messed it up. Oh, look at that! Party time, we got it. We got it. It's fine. Now, one thing I'll mention here is I did say that the gun should peg onto his back because it's got that. You know what? He doesn't have a peg. I hadn't even looked at it, but he does not have a peg hole. There's like this armor backpack type thing that's permanently stuck on there. And peeling that down, there is no peg hole back there. So, if you want him to hold this other than his hand, he's not going to. Let's see about putting the gun in his hand. In his clawed hand. I don't know what you want to call that thing. So, let's see. I'm assuming... Yeah, I'm going to screw this up. I don't know if I'm going to accurately be able to show you what's going on here. You could do that. Could try to hook it around there. I don't know. This is horrible. There, I mean, he's kind of holding it there, right? I think that's how it's held. Maybe it's supposed to be held back here. Nope, I meant there. Kind of looking at the other Halo guns in the back. I'm showing my ignorance on Halo right now. Got this guy on the ground trying to put the gun in his hand. This is about as good as I can do here. We're not going to make him balance. We're going to hook him right on in. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm failing so much at this right now. You ever have one of those days where it's like, it's a failure. Doesn't matter what you do, it's going to be a failure. But I think that looks okay. He's holding it. And really, when you're playing or posing, it's all you need is for him to look like they're doing something, right? You can get him to look over here, get his mouth open. You could pose him up. You know, don't mess with the Jackal Sniper. If you could, yeah, there. Kind of get his arm up there. I don't even know if he looks like this in the game. I have no idea whatsoever if he actually even looks. I probably should have looked this character up before I did this, but I don't know. I mean, it looks cool this way. You know, don't mess with a Jackal Sniper. I shouldn't even pretend to do his voice. I don't even know what his voice sounds like. I don't even know if the guy can talk. You have to tell me, can he even talk, or is he just like is this a troop? Is this a main character? I don't know. You're going to have to inform me. Tell me all about this guy. You know, educate me in the comments. Please do if you know. But he's a neat figure, and I'm assuming he's a bad guy. Correct me in the comments for that one, too. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. No, these are, I think, in theory, are good guys, but I don't know about this guy. All right, well, there is my figure. I don't know if it's a fully adequate review, but I'm having fun trying to figure this guy out, knowing nothing about it. Maybe this is going to be one of those highly inaccurate views. I don't know. But there's my kind of figure review and look over of the Jackal Sniper from the Halo series. Oh, I know what I was going to do. One more thing I was going to do. Let's see if we can get this guy to stand as tall as he can. Let's measure him. Measure. Actually, he went off my camera. Went off the camera sensor. But he's about, if you include the little orange puffs up here. Let me adjust my camera. There we go. If you include the little orange hair pieces up here, he's probably about 5.25 inches tall at that height. If you get him down kind of like where he was here, then he's going to be about between 4.75 and 5, somewhere in there. I kind of like that they're all different figures, and this is a proportionate scale, the World of Halo scale, based off of 3.75 inches. Even though that's 4 inches, that's like 4.5, and this is almost just under 5, maybe. I like how they're different scales. It's better than when they're all the same size, and you know somebody shouldn't be the same size. Like, this guy should definitely be bigger than this guy. So I like the different sizes. That's kind of cool. All right. We'll wrap this up now. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if this helped you whatsoever, I don't know if it did, but if it did, hit that like button, please. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. You will be notified when more of these videos come out. I got more Halo stuff coming out. We got 3 more solos. We got a couple 2-packs when I find them, and some 6-inch figures coming up. And then there's a ghost vehicle whenever I find that one, if it's ever supposed to be out anytime soon. And then we got Fortnite and G.I. Joe. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. So anyway, have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.